Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Friday afternoon, March 10th. And we're looking at window traders market profile for the ES and SPY. So obviously a very, very poor week for the bulls. We closed down just about, $15 or so or more? No, actually, what am I saying? About $18 or so in SPY. So very poor week. Obviously, this issue with the bank and some of the banks, Silicon Valley Bank, it's going to cause people to be a little nervous, right? We always talk about these stress tests and everything else, and everything's okay until it's not okay. So obviously, there's some jitters over that. I can tell you one thing, interest rates would take a back seat if any bank fails over the weekend or over the next week or so. I can tell you that. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. Sellers were firmly in control yesterday. Today, buyers attempted in D&E, E period, in ES and SPY, briefly got into the single prints. SPY got up to its 200-day moving average and rejected. Never saw it again. In fact, we stayed below yesterday's low after E period when we had the reversal bar. Never sniffed it again. Okay? NQ took back that first set. They briefly got into their middle distribution, and that was it for them. Now, we didn't hold any single prints. I'm not sure if NQ probed. I can't tell. I'm in bigger increments. We did not probe again. Righty ends up holding a double distribution day. Now, Righty gapped lower and holds small single prints. So they have another double distribution day to the downside. For ES and SPY, we just have an afternoon rally high and the day's high and low. We're going to recap all of these charts, so we have a lot to get to. And another damaging thing, remember, we had an outside day down coming into today. It proved to be very successful. Well, we have an outside week down now in the S&P. NQ and Triple Q had an attempt at a outside week down, but it looks like they closed just barely inside of last week. So, which keeps them a little bit, I guess, not as bad as the S&P. Now, the last 2 days have been very profitable for me. We talk about when the market's slow, you try to grind out some and you wait for the days that the market moves to make your hay. Well, yesterday and today were those days for me. Okay? I'm a singles and double hitter. I'm not a home run hitter, but boy, oh boy, these last 2 days gave me plenty of opportunities to just rip base hits up the middle and doubles off the wall. Okay? And that's what you try to do. Another factor with today, it is right now our heaviest volume since May 5th of last year. That's 10 months ago. We had great volume last year, but it tailed off in the second half of the year. So this is our heaviest volume, and possibly by the end of the after hours in SPY, it could be even higher than that. And I'm not sure then what the next, when the highest volume was prior to that. But 2 days in a row now, we have our highest volumes of the year. Now, I said yesterday, that's not any great shakes, 111 million. I said I was looking for this big one. Well, we got it. So now, the question we have to ask ourselves, is this another time frame selling other than short-term selling? I'm not sure. We blasted through some big levels. We've basically taken back all of the year's gains so far. But again, if it is something more than short-term money selling, it's not going to go away in 1 or 2 days. So it remains to be seen as we go forward Monday and Tuesday. Okay? I would not be surprised if we try to get some consolidation Monday prior to CPI. It would kind of make sense. So now, again, we'll be trading the June contract on Monday. Right now, it's a $3.50 premium from where we're trading. So that's going to distort things big time. And that's why I will not back adjust my reference points for ES. And that's why SPY, I still keep SPY's reference points. And I think their charts are much, much cleaner because they don't have that. Yes, they have the dividend, but I still think it's cleaner looking at than ES's charts. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. So that's why I think we'll still consolidate inside of Monday, maybe above today's high a little bit because of the premium, but still not sure. It all remains to be seen. My best time frame today was A period. A period moved, and A period moved with good tempo. So I took 11 shorts. I took 11 lots of of the mini in A. I made on 10 of them. Okay? Then in D period, I did not think we would go trend. I took a short where I made a couple of points on. Should have held it. I could have made 8. And then I did it again on a 2 lot, which actually went against me. And when E opened up, I took it off. I took a 5-point loss on it. Because now I'm like, well, we have singles. We are, the market's pretty short. We got the IB high. Yeah, we got the overnight low. But I'm like, well, maybe we're going to really rip and take back some of this and get the overnight high. But obviously didn't happen. So I don't mind. I took that loss in E. Now, I'm disappointed in myself in H a bit. We were trading between 80 and 85, and you could just sense we were going to go get both sides of the IB, which, by the way, we've done almost 39% of the time this year. That's unusual. That's what this short-term emotional trading's been doing. A lot of gaps, a lot of both sides of the IB, a lot of single prints. So we were sitting here, I'm like, I think they're going to at least get the IB low. Just never pulled the trigger. So many times I had my hand short around 82, and look what we did. Now, once it started flushing, I was pissed at myself. I'm like, well, I didn't short 82, and I want to chase it. So now I'm going to wait and see if we get single prints for better risk reward and better location. And it did. I had good shorts in I for 4 lots. I had good shorts in J initially for 2 lots. And then I actually took a long in J, which was my last trade of the day. I thought we were going to fill the single prints. I got 4 points out of it. Thank goodness I didn't wait for the single print fill, because I went from 72.50 to 76.50, and then we came all the way back down. Now, we eventually filled those single prints in K, but I'm glad I didn't wait. And that was my last trade of the day. I had a good day, 2 excellent days in a row. I had a good week. Again, it's not about my P&L for my trading room by any stretch. There's a lot of people there that make a lot more money than me, and I'm very happy about that. It's about seeing the market, reading the market, and telling what I think what's going to happen, and I think I'm pretty good at that. And that's why for $30 a month, I really, really would ask you to come and check us out for 2 or 3 months. Okay? Now, as far as our destinations, again, I'm only going to give you, I gave you everything yesterday, so, because I want to do the charts. For the upside today, we have the afternoon rally high of 388.42, K's high, and today's high of 393.16. For the downside, we have today's low of 384.32, which is a weekly low, and then we still have the single prints in SPY, 384.31 to 383.96. And then we have the lowest accepted price at 380.75 from January 6th. For ES, today's low is 46.25, which is the weekly low. 42.50 is their lowest accepted price. For the upside, afternoon rally high of 87.50 and today's high of 34.75. Let's go to the charts now. And again, thank you very much for liking and subscribing to this YouTube channel. I truly appreciate it. Let's start with Russell. Now, Russell, again, I never called Russell up, I told you. I was using this month's high from August. So this is, Russell stays in these balances. Look at this. This was like a 9 or 10 month balance. Well, look, we are now in 3, 6, 9, 11. We are in an 11 month balance. The high is 202. I'm rounding it out. Look at this triple bottom is around I'm trying to see which one was the lowest. 162.78. We'll round it out to 163. So we have a $39 11-month balance in Russell. Look at this. Again, I haven't spoke about this in a while. We made our all-time high in August of 2018 at 173.39. It then took 2 years to get over it, okay? And then we stayed over it for a long time until this balance. We've been below that a bunch of times in this balance. Well, now that we failed at the balance high, we got up to 199.26 last month. If you don't think balance rules are incredibly impressive, important, just look at this. Talk about a risk reward short in the Russell. You could have shorted February's high around 199 and used 202 as your out. That's a $3 risk play. Now look what they've gone. They've already come down to 174. So that's a $25 move already to the downside. And you are going to see now if they come and test this high in the 173 and change level. And if they get below that, if they get and test the balance low. So man, oh man, is that powerful stuff. And again, right, he has a lot of small regional banks and stuff. So if this problem persists with these banks, and if they find more issues with other banks, well, then you could test the bottom of the balance. If not, you can get a nice rally back up. But for now, the monthly is balance. Weekly, down, firmly down. They blew out of a 2-week balance to the downside. Okay? And again, for me, it starts setting its sights on that 173.39 level that I keep talking about. So, just give me a second, taking these lines out here. Okay. So 173.39, again, is kind of a target for the weekly in righty. So the monthly is balanced. The weekly is firmly down. The daily is firmly down. Okay, they're below all three of their moving averages, and they had a gap today that held. Okay, so righty right now is having some issues. Okay, monthly is balanced, weekly down, daily down. Let's go to NQ and Qs. It's balanced again. We did take out last month's low, right? 290. Yep, we're back in balance. So now, do you want to call it a 2-month balance? Do you want to incorporate this whole thing and say it's a 7-month balance? It's still forming, so we don't know. Since we didn't take out last month's low by that much, you want to call it a 2-month balance for now? That's fine, but for sure it's balance. Weekly is balance. It did not have an outside week down. It's a 3-week balance. All of it is this week. So if you take out this week's low or today's low, the weekly will firmly be down then. But for now, it's balance. So monthly is balance, weekly is balance, and the daily is down. Okay? So NQ and triple Q's hanging in there right now on the other 2 time frames. I mean, the daily I would not call balance. I'm not going to say we just stretched it. For now, I'd call the daily down in the Qs and NQ. And then let's go to ES and SPY. Now, ES and SPY on Friday of this coming week will have a big disconnect in the charts, and that's why I'm using this. ES has a 360 premium that's going to be in their chart if you don't back adjust Monday, and then SPY goes ex-dividend Thursday night for Friday of this coming week. So the monthly is balanced. Again, it's still forming. So I'm not sure, what you want to use. I would probably go back to just a 5-month balance from November of last year to this month. Okay? And by the way, look at this trend line from the COVID low, how in February we touched it and rolled over. So we're in balance on the monthly. Now the weekly, again, it's an outside week down. I'm going to call it balanced still, even though we really got below these 2 weekly lows, because this week also took out those 2 weekly highs. If this market is this weak, we shouldn't have that much trouble taking out today's low, which is the weekly low. So for now, I'm going to call it balanced, but it is an outside week down. Also, look, we are closed below the lower high trend line from last year. We've been battling to stay above it for the last 6 weeks. We closed below it for now. Are we going to start a new succession of lower highs? Remains to be seen. So the weekly I'm going to call balance, monthly balance, daily firmly down. Okay? And again, just like on the daily, we close below. On the weekly, we close below that lower high trend line. Are we starting a new lower high? Look, is February 2nd's high our high for the year? Again, I'm not saying it is, but for sure we have to keep an eye on this high. Then you had this high at 415.05, and now this one at 407.45. If we can't get back above that, you're going to have to start worrying that we're going to start what we did all last year. Again, spectacular volume, 186 million. Look at that. So we're blowing through that May one. So I don't know the last time we did volume of this magnitude. So we'll see if it continues Monday. We'll see what happens with CPI Tuesday, another busy week with that, and then expiration on Friday. I hope you had a good day and a good week trading. Rest up, enjoy your weekend, and we'll speak prior to the opening on Monday.